Dr. Amy here. Want to lower your risk of cancer by up to 59% without using any drugs? This video is for you. Whether you're a cancer survivor, in cancer treatment, or even just worried about your risk of developing cancer, then you probably already know the impacts that targeted exercise can make on your cancer risk. Exercise can make an incredible impact on lowering your risk of cancer. There's been study after study after study that shows exercise can effectively lower your risk of cancer or a cancer recurrence. It's one of the most important pieces of staying in cancer remission. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly which exercise to start doing today to lower your risk of cancer by up to 59%. Let's dive in. But before we get into what you should be doing, let's first talk about what you should not be doing. This is where cancer survivors most commonly make mistakes, and I don't want you to make the same ones. Here are two of the biggest exercise mistakes that cancer survivors are making. Mistake number one, they think that they need to work out 7 days per week. No, you do not have to work out every day, and you really should not work out every day. Rest days are actually incredibly important to help build muscle and recover. This does not mean that you can't do gentle movement like walking or stretching every single day, but you should not be doing strenuous workouts 7 days per week. It's not only important for building muscle, but it's also important for injury prevention. And the second mistake that most women make is to do high intensity exercise. If they're not dripping with sweat, then they don't think that it's a good workout. But this is wrong. That's not what you want to be doing as a cancer survivor. That high intensity style of workout, like a CrossFit WOD, a Peloton spin class, or a boot camp, it can actually make those long chemo side effects even worse. Now, if you love that style of workout, that's great. And we're gonna eventually get you back there. But that is not where we wanna start with your cancer recovery. Okay, so now that we've dived into what you should not do, let's talk about what you should do. How do you get started? Well, this is exactly where I want you to start. Targeted exercise to lower your risk of a cancer recurrence needs to be a combination of cardio and strength training. Those two together, they will lower your risk of cancer by up to 59%. For most people, cardio is the easiest place to start. Most people can walk. That is possible for almost everyone. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. You can just start today. And start with easy. We do eventually need to increase your cardio levels anywhere between 150 to 300 minutes per week. Now, that does not mean you should go from 0 minutes to 300 this week. That would really make those long chemo symptoms even worse. But we do need to bump up your cardio slow and steady. The easiest way to start is by tracking your steps. If you have an iPhone, then the Health app is already doing this for you. Or you can purchase a really inexpensive pedometer on Amazon or other sites. Once you've tracked your steps for about 7 days, then I want you to calculate what your average daily step count is. How many steps are you taking every day on average? Then increase those steps by 500 steps per day. For example, if you're walking 4,000 steps per day on average, then your new goal for the upcoming week would be 4,500 steps a day. Slight changes make a big difference. Okay, so this is where you want to start, but what's your ultimate goal? Let's look at that next because you need to know where you eventually want to get to. But I need to address something I hear all the time from cancer survivors. And this is really scary, so I need to set the record straight. Women will often say to me that you can't completely prevent a cancer recurrence, so you shouldn't even try. Just go live your life. Ultimately, you're not in control, so what's the point? Just live your life. That's scary, right? Because look, lowering your risk of cancer or trying to help prevent a cancer recurrence, that's kind of like wearing a seatbelt. Putting your seatbelt on in a car does not guarantee that it will prevent you from dying or getting seriously hurt in a car accident. That's not how that goes. It's not guaranteed, and you know that. But we do know that wearing a seatbelt significantly helps in preventing death and serious harm in a car crash. It's not foolproof, heck no. But it's definitely going to help. The exact same thing applies to exercise and lowering your risk of cancer. It's not guaranteed to work, but nothing in life is guaranteed. And especially, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to cancer. But we do know by using targeted exercise, you can make a massive difference. And that's what I personally do as a 7-year cancer survivor. I want to do everything in my power to lower my risk of a cancer recurrence. So for me, that means using targeted exercise. Okay, so you have a plan on where to start, and here's where you need to get to. Once you start increasing your steps every week, I want you to continue to increase until you get to 10,000 steps a day or 150 minutes of cardio per week. Now, 150 minutes is your minimum amount of cardio per week. That's the minimum that you should be doing. But more has been shown to be even better. If we can increase your cardio to 300 minutes per week, then that would further lower your risk of cancer. For me, I aim for the classic 10,000 steps per day. That for me actually ends up being around 300 minutes of cardio per week. Now, a lot of women will ask, do I need to be breathless? Do I need to be sweating? And this is not necessary. It's been shown that low intensity cardio is just as good as moderate or high intensity cardio. So you do not need to be covered in sweat. Plus, for cancer survivors, doing low intensity cardio is actually better for a lot of those long chemo side effects. For example, sporadic high intensity cardio can actually flare up your hot flashes. So if you do a spin class once per week, this could actually be making your hot flashes worse, not better. But low intensity cardio can actually improve your hot flashes over time. It can help you become hot flash free without using any medications or supplements. High intensity cardio can also make your energy lower. Fatigued, exhausted. Cancer survivors often really struggle with low energy. That's the #1 side effect of most cancer survivors. So doing high intensity exercise can actually make that worse. So the best route for cancer survivors would be to keep it simple. So if you're really low energy, like really struggling with fatigue after cancer, if you have a hard time making it through the day without a nap, then I want you to start really small and really simple. Even a 5-minute walk today would be a great way to start and boost up your energy. That walk will also help get a small reduction in your risk of your cancer coming back. Okay, but cardio is just one piece of targeted exercise. If you want to reduce your risk of cancer by the full 59% reduction, then you also need to include strength training. That's exactly why I'm linking up this next video here on how to use strength training to lower your risk of cancer. Click the link here. I'll see you in the next video.